So I know a whole lot of people are upset over the Democrats caving on this shutdown, but if there could be one silver lining to all of this, it would be that they will have to swear in Adelita Grijalva out of Arizona, and she would be the 218th vote to get the Epstein files released. And let's just hope that Mike Johnson doesn't find some way to stall that until December 2nd here in Tennessee, and hopes that he could get Matt Van Epps elected to cancel out that vote. If y'all didn't see that video, I highly encourage you to go watch it here on the channel. And everyone in Tennessee really needs to be paying attention to District 7. Get out and vote. Stop these people. We have got to get the elected officials out that don't have our best interest at heart, and get people in there that will fight for us. And Afton Bain is someone who I believe will. So let's get out there, let's support her, and let's defeat Matt Van Epps so that they don't use him to continue to protect pedophiles. And folks, that's exactly what this Trump regime has been doing this entire time. They are running a pedophile protection program, just like Hakeem Jeffries said, and it's truly sickening. But now that the government is going to be opening back up eventually, we got to get in there, and we got to say, hey, we want to hold his feet to the fire. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to say things like, well, you all didn't care about that before. Why do you care now? Well, first of all, I can say that I have cared the entire time. I've always wanted to know the truth on this story. But one of the reasons why a lot of people on our side is going, yeah, wait a minute, hold on, let us know more about the story, is because we see the way Donald Trump has reacted to it. He's reacted to it in a way that makes him look guilty as hell. When you run on something and your base runs on something and they believe it wholeheartedly, and they really do believe that when you get in there, you're going to drain the swamp, expose the deep state, you're going to bring down Bill Clinton and every Democratic celebrity that they ever hated. And then you get in there, you don't release the files, and then you turn to them and say, that was a Democratic hoax, stop talking about it. That right there, to me, is the biggest red flag. Like, wait a minute, hold on. You're saying it's a Democratic hoax. No, you ran on this. No, MAGA influencers built platforms on this. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino were on podcasts always talking about this. And then the files was on Pam Bondi's desk, and then they weren't. And then, or the list, I mean. And then the files was going to be released, and then they weren't. And it's just been one thing after another. Then Ghislaine Maxwell gets sent to a cushy prison. It's insane. We had the President of the United States send a lawyer to negotiate with a convicted child sex trafficker. That's never been done before. I know it's happened on Sons of Anarchy and Better Call Saul, but it's never happened in this. In the president's not been the one doing it. It's absolutely insane that we're here. But I'm going to read you this story. It's a day or two old here. It comes to us from Raw Story. Before I do, I want to pull up this tweet from David Schuster, because this story here in general should definitely, again, be a giant red flag to everything that is going on with this evil regime, and that's exactly what they are. So let me see if I can get that up there the right way. There we go. So a few GOP House members say they heard from the FBI DOJ contacts that Epstein files with copies in different agencies are worse than Michael Wolff. Now, he's the biographer. The Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls. Speculation/rumors sweeping through the GOP caucus. Now, we have covered the Michael Wolff story here on the channel. Ben Meiselas has done an absolute masterful job breaking that down over on the Midas Touch Network. He's interviewed Michael Wolff. We played the clips here on the channel. And that is one of those things that when you think about the fact that these pictures could be out there of the President of the United States with underage girls, then I ask myself, would it matter to MAGA? Would they honestly care? Would they honestly give two shits? Would it change anything? I can tell you that if it does come out that Democratic politicians or a former Democratic president or anyone that I might have once upon a time looked up to in any way, shape, or form, if it came out that they hurt children, there would be absolutely no way that I would sit here and spin it for you that it was a good thing. So I really don't know if these stories breaking will ever matter to MAGA, because they're just so backwards on the whole thing. But I do want to read you this article here. It's a couple of days old. It is from Raw Story, and I definitely think that we should be talking more about it. So I'm going to read it to you here. So the DOJ tells Republicans that the Epstein files are even worse for Trump than they thought. So several House Republicans have reportedly heard from the Department of Justice, DOJ, that the unreleased Jeffrey Epstein documents are especially compromising for Donald Trump. That, according to reporting from former MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News reporter David Schuster, who posted this to his X account on Wednesday. A few GOP House members say they heard from the FBI DOJ contacts that the Epstein files are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls, Schuster wrote. Schuster is likely referring to an October interview in which Trump biographer Michael Wolff told the Daily Beast that he had personally seen about a dozen Polaroid snapshots of Trump and Epstein in which Trump was photographed with several topless young women on his lap. Wolff said Epstein pulled the photos out of the safe and spread them around like a deck of cards on his dining room table. The author told the Beast he saw the photos while visiting Epstein's home at the convicted sex offender's invitation, as Epstein wanted Wolff to write a book about him. The veteran journalist further reported that Republicans were spooked by Attorney General Pam Bondi's testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee after she refused to answer a question from Senator Sheldon Whitehouse from Rhode Island about whether she had personally seen the photos after the contents of Epstein's safe were confiscated. After Whitehouse asked her about the photos, Bondi then questioned him on receiving donations from Lincoln & Co. founder Reid Hoffman, who was associated with Epstein. Whitehouse responded with a statement contrary to what the Attorney General said multiple times on Tuesday. Nobody by the name of Reid Hoffman has donated to any of my campaigns, not in 2018, 2024, or ever. She didn't give a denial, Schuster wrote. According to Schuster, Republicans' anxiety about the contents of the Epstein files is compounded by more than 100 Republicans who are reportedly planning to vote for the bipartisan discharge petition by Representatives Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, which only needs one more signature in order to force the floor vote. Representative Adelita Grijalva won a late September special election to fill the seat vacated by her late father, promised to be the 218th signature and final signature on the discharged position, though she has yet to be sworn in. So when the government gets back up and running, hopefully she will get sworn back in and then hopefully, or get sworn in, and then hopefully we will be able to get the files released and we'll be able to see what it is they're talking about. But folks, this should be news constantly. It should never stop running. And I have a feeling if it was any other president, it would. I have a feeling if this was a Democratic president, you would never hear the Joe Rogans of the world shutting up about it. They went on and on and on about Hunter Biden's laptop and just drove that story right into the ground. And yet these stories won't even make them stop and pause and go, wait, that doesn't seem right to me. I mean, the whole thing just smells like a giant rat, and they're just sitting there, just going along with it, and sitting there saying that we're now trying to use this to make him look bad. No, he does a plenty good enough job on his own making himself look bad. He don't need my help on that. But we have got to see what's there. We got to see who's leading us. And let me ask something, if there is any MAGAs watching at this point in the video. I mean, I know you're hanging on by a thread at this point, and I don't know if I don't really admire your dedication, but damn, after all this doesn't like wave a red flag to you. You don't see like that this could possibly be that your guy was the one that was absolutely manipulating it the entire time. And if he's innocent, then why not bring it out? Just show everybody. Just show everybody he's innocent. You got Ghislaine Maxwell looking for a pardon. People's thinking she's going to get it. It's looking like she will. How can we say that it won't happen when Donald Trump has just got a record of pardoning criminals who goes right back out on the street to do crimes again, and he doesn't care, he just shrugs his shoulders and says, so what? You got Ghislaine Maxwell saying she's happier than ever where she's at. Anyone convicted of child sex trafficking should never utter the words, I'm happier than ever where I'm sitting. Their life should be hell for the rest of this life, and if there's an afterlife, that should be hell once they get there. But he's chummy with her, has been for years. They've been friends for years. He said he wished her well. He wished her well. And I've had people criticizing me just because I said Charles Manson had a good voice. Go figure. You know, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous the way that they just will give this guy a pass for anything or turn a blind eye, or everything is a conspiracy against him, and they can't wrap their brain around the fact that maybe, just maybe, he played them the entire time.